All right.
But just to piggyback on the Cam Newton thing, because I found it interesting how this white guy was like, hey, I think that's real caveman and misogyn, all the buzzwords for all the feminism buzzwords. But
Misogynist and
yeah, all that. But after his rant, after him throwing out all these words, at the end of his rant, he was like, "Oh, but my wife is at home cooking dinner right now while I'm at work, and it works for, and that's how we like it." So I'm sitting here like, so wait, and the reason, and this got pointed out by my brother Kevin Samuels, and it was pointed. He did call a lot of this stuff out. And that's why I saw the clip. I'm like, so wait.
He met with Cam Newton before he passed away too.
I know, but I'm saying when Cam Newton made that statement, like when he made a video regarding after Cam Newton said it all that, I'm like, wait. So it's okay for and that's this white guy he can be traditional, but how dare a black man, say I wanted a traditional quote unquote traditional household. White people can do it, it's cool. Asian people can do it, it's cool. Latinos can do it, it's cool. You black, you hate women, and it is to me it's just mind blowing.
And that's why you need a black manosphere so that black men can have their own voices. Because even within our own community, we don't have our own voice.
Nope, it gets filtered out through, and that's another thing. So remember we was on that I don't care that black nerd group.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I said something.
That's why I left the group. I left it before you did because I couldn't even take it.
I eventually left it. But the point is when they had the article about how the Atlanta government, they were doing a study and they were giving lower, like black women X amount of money for a certain amount of time to see if having more money relieves mental anguish, which I'm like, we got to really do a study for that. Like, but anyway. Yeah, and I said something like, bruh, this study doesn't make sense. Like, how is studying the condition of black people by only giving money to black women studying the condition of black people?
Now, if they want to, if they,
well, and
depending on how they're doing it,
I can agree depending on how you're doing the study.
Yeah.
But when I read the report of the study, it literally word for word said studying the mental condition of black people and to see if having more income affects their mental health. So if you're going to study black people, that means everybody, right or wrong?
Yeah.
Right. So it would make sense to say we're going to give the money to men and women. But if you're going to say black people and just give the money to women, it doesn't make sense. And then the chick was like, well, why can't that be done for black women? It's like, that's not what, and, we have, exchange ideas. But the issue is, it's not that black women can't get nothing, but so often we see when studies are talking about black people, de facto, they default to black women. Like, if you're going to say people, that means all. If you're just going to study black women, just say black women. But anytime...
Well, trust me, the methodology will be criticized once it's published or they're trying to get published for peer review. Yeah.
But I just hate how, and it bothers me because instead of her just saying, because it's weird to me how anytime we talk about black men needing help, it's always met with this, you're oppressing women. Like anything to help, not even the men, the boys, the children.
Yeah.
Anytime you talk about helping black male children.
Obama's black initiative got stifled because of that. He tried to do something for
black boys, and that's sexist. And it's wild because you will have women who are single parents of boys who swear up and down, we need more men in the community to do this and do that. And when brothers come along to do something, they jump into feminist mode. This is sexist, and it's more so I blame black mothers who are the fathers, who are the mothers of boys, because you're letting a bunch of hyenas speak for you and take things away from your child, your son, because in the name of feminism, and you not saying nothing because you gotta stay on sister code. So you'll sacrifice your son, your brother, your father, your uncles, your nephews, all for the sake of the sisterhood. Man, fuck you, straight up.
Oh yeah, I mean that's why I went into this rant in the previous video. I said my first like red pill moment, and I actually told people the story I told you about how like my family just threw me under the bus when I was trying to go to college, and then and then years later after I managed to still go into college and I'm finishing and that this and that, now they're telling me, well, you need to help your sister so she can go to college. Meanwhile, she dropped out of high school and had no intentions of continuing on with school, much less college. And it's like they're telling me you need to tell her to go, and we're gonna pay we're gonna pay her way through school. I wasn't offered that.
No,
They not like not only did they not support me, they were working against me to go to college. Like working against me to go to college.
what is 66, man? It's wild.
And it's like
it's wild.
So it was like that, and so because people people are like now I remember what I was gonna say earlier, but yeah, like so people wonder like why are you against black women, this and that. Like even with the Filipino chick, like she thought I hated black chicks. I'm like, no, I said I've never had like really bad relationships or anything like that. I said I'm just not into them because one, they're not my preference, and two, the like my issues is with like kind of like the black family and black community and at large.
And I think that gets misconstrued when like black men say, I don't want to deal with black women per se. It's not necessarily the women themselves. It's everything that comes with dealing with them. Yeah. The family issues, the community issues. It's everything that comes with it. Like again, I love dark skinned women. I love dark skinned women.
So if there's any black women that watch my show, and I just want y'all to know I don't hate black women, and hey, he said he loves black women, so hey.
I love dark skinned women. Darker the better. However, it does, when it comes to like dealing with the especially in America, it is kind of a turn off. Not saying that they did anything wrong, but the bullshit that comes with dating.
Yeah, like if I was still into black women, I would be definitely going across to the islands too to find someone like the guys who do the whole DR thing or Colombia, Brazil.
Straight up, Jamaican women ain't no different.
I told you that. I told you
Caribbean. I'm not going to say all. I can't say all.
I told you.
I met some Haitian women. I met some Jamaican women who were cool. I met some Haitian women who were cool. But I will say this, when you're talking about like the mental, like the mindset, like that's here, they got it too. Even in some African countries, some of them still have the same thought process. Like, and it's funny because some of them, not all. I mean, until they get here. When they get here, they be on some shit.
Yeah.
But dang, what was I about to say? I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I literally just remember what I was gonna say when we were at Lido's. Now I forgot again. But yeah, that's what I was saying. The Afro, like if I was still into black chicks, I would be dating like Caribbean, well, specifically like Afro Latinas, because the chicks from Latina culture are more traditional. So, if you still want, you're still into like, black chicks, but you don't like you don't like the westernized black American women, you still have that option, like a lot of brothers do, to jump over to Latin America and the Caribbean and find, Rosita and Consuela and, get it in. But, like, it's okay, but I prefer my women all the way on the other side of the world. So, and which is, I've already done. So
it is something I did want to look into more. I haven't done it yet. So, because black women were doing the same thing we've been doing. Like, we gonna go to another country.
Like in the black travel movement, like those women are always trying to hook up. Like
right, but here's the funny thing. So they were talking about how a lot of black American women were going to Ghana to find men there. But they're realizing that a lot of it's not working out for them. And the reason being is because the stuff they try to do here doesn't fly.
We're African men.
Over there. Not the African men or the women, like just the culture in general is not the same.
Of course not.
So the stuff they try to do here, they try over there and it doesn't work. And it's funny because I'm looking like, because it's just funny watching like you shame black men for leaving, and then what you do? You do the exact same thing.
I don't know they were going like I knew there was black people going over to Ghana because they have a
No, they're black.
they have like a sort of like a repatriation thing where they're offering like citizenship to Black Americans, who are affluent.
Yeah, I mean, some of the black women, like they tell you, they're the most educated, blah blah blah.
No, they're not. Statistically, no, they're not.
We know, but whatever their case is for going over there, they got money, they want to go. I don't care. It's your money. You want to go to another, I don't care. Do you?
I'm never gonna travel shame someone like.
But you're going to another country with your Americanized ideas of what you can and can't, what you can do, and it doesn't fly over there. And
that's something I tell guys the same thing. Like I did a whole video about that, saying and I was talking to Marie from Glamlex as well. I was like, these guys need to put aside their American, ideas and stuff when they're overseas. I said, you're in a different country, different culture. Like, don't think that what you do here flies over there. And so she and I had a good talk about that. If you guys are interested, I'll link that in this video because it's a long video, but or I'll link the segments that she's clipped for her channel as well. But yeah, like same thing that I would say for the men, for the women too. You can't go to other countries thinking what you can do here flies there with Brittany Grinner. But
yeah, you're right. No, you're right. And you're right. You ain't got to hide it.
The same one begging the president to bring her back home was the same one saying she don't want national anthems played at her games.
No, I can't. No, I can't shame her for that because of conservatives, melanin deficient people without the capacity for melanin try to say she hates this country. I'm like, not wanting to hit the national anthem doesn't mean you hate the country. First of all, most people, I will argue, only know the first verse of the national anthem. When you get to the second verse, that's where all the racism comes out, and that's why we don't sing it because. Well,
yeah. Now, if it was for that, yeah, but I mean most sports games they play
but it's stupid, and they already talked about not doing it anyway.
Well, yeah, I mean in other countries they don't play the national anthems. The only time they play a national anthem is when it's an international event.
Right.
Yeah,
and I think
which makes more sense.
Like when we say, well, the NFL, they're international champions. Nowhere else in the world do they play American
like
football.
There's an NFL Europe, but that's like a completely different league.
Exactly. So the international champion thing is stupid. And two, honestly, I don't care if the national anthem was played, but if somebody doesn't want to stand up for it, that's their right.
Yeah.
Not this, you hate the country, dog, why are you not going to stand for it? Because I don't have to. It's a song. Who cares? Go back to Africa. Pay me.
No, did you see the thing? Did you see the thing? The guy that had a GoFundMe said, "Send me back to Africa."
Yeah, but it's more than one person. He's like the second person I knew that
people joke. They was like, my man about to go back to Africa with millions.
No, I'm low key. Some days I'm like, you know what? Send me back. Yup, I don't want to be here.
I'm trying to get my citizenship through investment program in some African country anyway. Because the country, I'm not gonna say on here, but the countries I've been eyeing are cheaper than like some of the like Caribbean countries and stuff like that. There's a few cheap Caribbean countries. I think like St. Kitts and Nevis.
But the other ones,
but the other ones are more pricey. So
because of the tourist attractions, like I wouldn't mind doing the program.
Plus the good thing about it is you actually fit the look of the people. So because it's it's in Western Africa, so.
I mean, I personally, I suggest all black people who have the money, yes, go back and build up something for
I mean, plus it helps the country, like the citizenship through investment program, and just about every country has it. Even the U.S. has it. Like,
right. I mean, my thing is this: we all, a lot of people, black people, y'all always complain about how bad it is here. And yeah, we do
because it is.
Because it is, and we built this motherfucker.
Literally.
Literally, we built this shit for everybody, and everybody has benefited off of our work. Even Africans who come over here, Caribbean people who come over here, white people who come over here, Latino. Well, no, because they was in the
because technically Elon Musk would be African American.
Technically,
and we all know technically is the best form of correct.
Even either other Asians when it came, like it was off of our back, like literally off of our back. So, but if we want to talk about building something for us, yeah. Like if I was in a position to, yeah, I would go invest in other African countries. I'd rather us do it.
It's actually not
than
that
letting China
expensive
do
as
it.
you. I'll show it to you when we're off camera,
Yeah.
but
But I don't mean control. But I'd rather have us do it than China do it. Because China has just been treating African people like slaves.
yeah, so like you can do the citizenship through investment, and the reason why I like it is you get a passport for that country as well. So you're
because of my career,
well, yeah. I mean, I understand your situation, but like for me or someone else, like getting a passport for the other country because now you're a citizen, it's cool. Plus, like I said, you've invested in the country. Like usually you have to have your money in some holdings in a bank there or establish like a business there as well. It can be either or both, something like that. So you're contributing to the country through the investment, and out of it, you have a passport, which is like to me, forget like luxury cars and mansions. To me, baller status is having like multiple passports. To me, that's baller status because that's what you always see in like the little spy movies and stuff like that. And rappers talking about, he said, like J.A.C, like I got something such a passport. I'm never going to jail. Like that's to me, that's baller status. Yeah. When you like, yeah, I got a passport for from Bucharest, stuff like that. Like that's what I want. Plus, it gives you more traveling options because even though like the U.S. is probably like the most powerful passport or one of the most powerful passports. I think the EU.
You don't want everybody to know you from the U.S. sometimes.
Yeah, depending on where you going. Yeah,
it's best to be incognito.
Then there's some citizenship investment programs in Africa that give you an AU passport,
and that's the
which gives you access to basically the whole continent of Africa minus like 2 or 3 countries.
Well, I gotta see because a friend of mine they know more about it, but they're in West Africa, so I don't know.
Well, so it depends on the country, but yeah, some of the countries, instead of getting a passport just for that country, you get an AU passport.
I know, but I'm saying I'm trying to remember which countries are not part of the AU because West Africa has their own like organization because
it's like 3 or 4 countries that's not part of the AU.
I gotta look into it. I'm gonna have to look into it again because I know last time I talked.
But pretty much that's access to most of the continent.
Yeah.
So if you want to travel Africa and just have a passport outside of America, like it's a pretty good one outside of like the EU or something like that. So that's what I'm trying to do. Passport gang.
Gang.
All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up because it was something I was gonna say, but I forgot. If I remember, I'll put it in another video, and I'm gonna link my discussion with the Glamlux channel, MJ, just because I want more people to check that out because she has stuff worthwhile hearing, and her whole channel, she does stuff on beauty and fashion, and she does tarot card readings and stuff like that. So you might see me on her channel doing that as well if I can convince her to show me how to do that. All right, guys.